What's going on, everybody? Spunky Nights 91 coming at you another video. Coming at you with my Week 11 NFL schedule predictions. This year so far it's just been one huge disappointment. Obviously, we Eagle fans have had our disappointing seasons. We're used to them, but this right now is one of the most disappointing in my years, watching football, because we know this team has the talent. Yeah, we're banged up in some big positions, that we know that. But this team last year came through the adversity and still found ways to win. But this year, I don't know if it's Super Bowl hangover or whatever, but they just have not. They just cannot. They just can't get it together right now, and it's just been very. It's been very hard to watch, man. It's been very painful to watch. But win or lose, I'm still here every week, man. I'm still putting out videos, and I'm still gonna be out here, making videos every week, of course. So here's the week. I'm doing the Week 11 schedule now. You guys know how I do this, of course. I go over the entire schedule for all the teams playing this week, and I give you my thoughts. And I go over the Eagles game, last. So let's go and get started. All right, starting off with the Thursday night game. The Thursday night game, you have the Green Bay Packers traveling to Seattle to take on the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks, they lost to the Rams last week. I believe the Green Bay Packers were on a bye week last week. This game is in Seattle, and I got the Seahawks beating the Packers at home. Moving on to the 1 o'clock games on Sunday. The Tennessee Titans traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Indianapolis Colts. The Titans with a stunning blowout upset over the New England Patriots last week. The Colts were victorious in their game against the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. This is an AFC South battle, of course. This is a tough one for me to decide, but I'm gonna go ahead and give this game to the Titans. The Colts have been doing pretty well recently, but I'm gonna go ahead and give this game to the Titans. Okay, moving on to the next game. You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to New York, MetLife Stadium, to take on the New York Giants. The Buccaneers lost their game to the Washington Redskins last week. The New York Giants were victorious against the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football. This game, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeat the New York Giants in New York. Moving on to the next game, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm trying to remember, but I think the Pittsburgh Steelers had a bye week last week. The Jacksonville Jaguars lost their game to the Indianapolis Colts last week. This game is played in Jacksonville. This is a rematch of that playoff game last year. That was just crazy high scoring game. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Jacksonville and defeating the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars, just like my Eagles, are another team that was in the conference championship games last year. My Eagles, of course, going on to win the Super Bowl. The Jacksonville Jaguars falling short in the AFC Championship game. But these are two teams. Like I said, my Eagles and the Jacksonville Jaguars are two teams that have been failing expectations for this year, man. Both of them have been struggling this year. So I got the Steelers going to Jacksonville and beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. The next game, you got the Carolina Panthers traveling to Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions. Can't remember for sure. Oh, yeah, the Carolina Panthers. Oh, yeah, the Carolina Panthers actually, the Steelers didn't have a bye week last week. The Carolina Panthers lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers last week in a blowout. Yeah, Carolina Panthers lost their game last week in the blowout to the Pittsburgh Steelers, which was last week's Monday Night Football game. Excuse me on that one. Detroit Lions, I can't remember for sure if the Detroit Lions played last week, but this game's going to be played in Detroit, and I got the Panthers going to Detroit and defeating the Detroit Lions. Okay, next game, the Dallas Cowboys traveling to Atlanta to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Dallas Cowboys were, of course, victorious over my Philadelphia Eagles last week. The Atlanta Falcons lost their game to the Cleveland Browns last week. The Cleveland Browns, of course, are on the bye week this week. This game's being played in Atlanta. I got the Atlanta Falcons defeating the Dallas Cowboys at home. Moving on to the next game, you got the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. This right here is a a AFC North battle. The Cincinnati Bengals were blown out by the New Orleans Saints last week. The Baltimore Ravens believe they had a bye week last week. This game's being played in Baltimore, and I got the Baltimore Ravens defeating the Cincinnati Bengals. Next game, the last 1 o'clock game, you have the Houston Texans traveling to Washington to take on the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins, of course, were victorious in their game against the Buccaneers. Texas, if I'm not mistaken, had a bye week last week. This game's being played in DC, Landover, Maryland. I have the Houston Texans traveling to Landover, Maryland, and defeating the Washington Redskins. Now for the 4 o'clock games, Eastern time, of course, you got the Oakland Raiders traveling to Arizona to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Neither one of these teams are really that good, but I think the Cardinals are a little bit better than the Oakland Raiders right now, so I got the Cardinals defeating the Oakland Raiders at home. Next game, the Denver Broncos traveling to Los Angeles to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Broncos had a bye week. The Chargers were victorious in their game last week. This game's being played in Los Angeles, and I got the Los Angeles Chargers defeating Denver Broncos. Moving on to the Sunday night football game, you have the Minnesota Vikings traveling to Chicago to take on the Chicago Bears. This right now is a very big game. NFC North. Who controls the NFC North? The two top teams in the standings right now, the NFC North, the Bears right now are top one. The Vikings are trying to knock them off to strengthen their chance of winning the division, of course. This game's being played in Chicago, and I got Chicago Bears defeat the Minnesota Vikings. For the Monday night football game, you got the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Los Angeles to take on Los Angeles Rams. Kansas City Chiefs were victorious in their game last week. The Rams were also victorious in their game last week. This is going to be a very good game, Monday night football game between two of the top teams in the league right now. Some people say this could be a Super Bowl prediction, a Super Bowl preview. Who knows? Only time will tell on that one, of course. But two very good football teams. It's gonna be high scoring offense because let's be honest, neither team really has a particular good defense. So I expect a lot of points to be on the board in this game. I expect this to be a slugfest, high scoring game. So if you like offense, man, I think this would be I don't think you'll be disappointed with this game. I think this will be an offensive battle. With that said, the game's being played in Los Angeles, but I got the Kansas City Chiefs going to Los Angeles and defeating the Los Angeles Rams. Now, moving back up to my Eagles traveling to New Orleans to take on the New Orleans Saints. The Eagles, of course, lost their Sunday night football game to the Dallas Cowboys. Put a bad taste in my mouth. Hate the Cowboys. The Saints, of course, blew out the Cincinnati Bengals last week. My Eagles come in this game with a 4-5 record. The Saints are on top of their division, and I believe they're right now right there in the midst for the number 1 seed. I believe the Rams are still number 1 seed, but if the Rams lose to the Chiefs, I think the Saints will move up to the number 1 seed currently, because the Saints, as we all know, defeated the Rams at home a couple weeks ago. But this game's being played in New Orleans. As much as I would love to pick my Eagles to win this game, right now, I can't pick my Eagles to win right now because they just don't look that good this year. Defense is struggling, banged up with injuries. Offense is only putting up 20 points or less per game right now on average. The Saints are a high-flying, high-scoring offense. Not really a very good defense, but that offense with Drew Brees and Kamara, those boys, man. I had to pick the Saints to win this game. Right now, the Eagles are not showing me anything. They just seem to be hungover from the Super Bowl or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. It's just been a very frustrating year as an Eagles fan. So with that said, I got the Saints defeating my Philadelphia Eagles. I'll give you my score, of course, in my preview video, which will be out either tomorrow or the following day. I'll have that out soon. So yeah, I'll give you my score for that game. And believe me, it won't be pretty. It won't be pretty. I just go ahead and let you guys know that now. But yeah, I got the Saints defeat my Philadelphia Eagles. So there you go with that. Well, there you have it. My schedule prediction video for Week 11. Obviously, I hope I'm wrong with that Eagles-Saints game. But right now, as it currently stands, obviously, you got to pick the Saints right now. They are the favorite to win this game. And rightfully so, because the Eagles are not looking like defending Super Bowl champions. They look horrible this year. But yeah, there you go. My schedule prediction. You got one. Share it in the comment section. I do read the comments. You know, I may not always reply in them, but I do read what you guys have to say. So if you want, you want to share your schedule prediction, go ahead and share it in the comment section. If you're new, subscribe, like, comment, and tell me what you think. Win or lose, I bleed green till the day I die. Fly Eagles fly, man. Go Birds, man. I'm out of here. Sparky 991 is out. Peace.